defensive here, but I don't think EG's going to let that happen.
So here we go then, we're in game. EG versus SK, a rematch from last week in which SK were victorious. We'll see if EG on the blue side here are able to get revenge for that one, and they are going aggressive here right from the start, headed up in towards that red buff area as we see the ward come down there for Taric just to grant them that vision. Will EG stick around, or is it going to be a case of warding and then leave again?
The thing is, they already kind of create a little bit of advantage. They actually do put a pink ward down, so they really want to control this upper jungle. They really want to deny Hercubot the possibility from getting that early red buff, and instead they decide to back away. So a little bit of a interesting move on their part, though. They are kind of sticking around. They might go in through that top side.
Yeah, Crepo has been doing that a lot on that initial pink ward pickup just to deny vision in the early stages. EG actually did decide to back away from that one, though, and they are going to be headed down to what seems like more of a passive start to things here. They're going to spot Hercubot and Kevin's position. They're going to be starting off Wraiths with the help of Ocelot, and on the bottom side we can see there Snoopy, Wicked doing the Wolves.
And seeing it yet again, looking at both AD carries, Candy Panda sitting on that 15 flat armor pen is going to help out so much in trying to burst down the enemy AD carry or even the support. And then Yellow Pete going for that 13 armor pen, he's going to, I mean, he has to run armor pen somewhat just to kind of eat through that armor that Nif will give him with that Taric. So we'll see how that works out in lane phase. And I really have to give it to SK to have the early victory in the bottom lane, but it's up to them to kind of, you know, win the other lanes as well.
Hercubot here taking his red buff, using the smite actually for that one. And Snoopy doing the same over by his blue. They're going to be crossing the jungles and heading to their second big buff to pick up there as well. So let's go through the lanes here. Top lane, Jason, Renekton versus Irelia. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, and the thing is, Irelia doesn't beat Renekton too easily in lane. Renekton's one of those early game champions, can completely shut him down, even though, you know, that stun doesn't last too long against him. See right there how much damage it really does, especially if Kevin isn't level 2. But with the items Kevin picked up, you know, the health pots, the rejuvenation beads, he's not looking to win the lane, he's just looking to survive it and get that farm up.
So let's move through then. Middle lane, Lux versus Nidalee.
That pretty much comes down to who can dodge skill shots better. I mean, there's no way they're going to kill each other up front unless you get a couple of good spears out of Ocelot, or maybe Froggen landing a nice combo, and then we see Snoopy coming in from the side. Froggen won't have the damage until later on to really burst him down.
And finally, at the bottom, we have the Twitch Taric lane versus Varusona, and we actually do have Hercubot in the bush there, but there is a ward.
Yeah, I'll have to give this lane actually over to SK because of that early damage that SK can do with the exponent on Twitch. He's so strong early on, especially with the stun. It's going to pretty much guarantee you can get that 6-stack or close to that 6-stack up. Hercubot, though, he's trying to babysit this bottom lane just a little bit, moving up towards that second bush, but obviously they do know he is there.
Yeah, they're pinging in that one. Crepo actually down towards the bottom side. Hercubot shouldn't be able to do anything in there. Meanwhile, Snoopy coming through the bushes in this top lane as well. He's going to try and get in on towards Kevin. He's level 3 Snoopy, still with those double buffs rolling. We'll see if he's able to pin down Kevin, who you can see is playing very passive from this one. There's no way that he wants to get caught out.
Yeah, the thing is, he has an Equilibrium Strike now, so if they do dive him with a turret, as long as his health is under his opponent, he can stun them there. And we've seen so many kills happen because people forget about that or underestimate it. As he does hit that level 4 Snoopy, he's soaking up some XP right now, which kind of give Kevin a sign that he's currently right there, since Wicked hasn't hit level 4 just yet. But they do go in on him.
Yep, we are going to see him coming. Twisted Advance coming down. Flash from Kevin goes down, and he's down to half HP. Actually, he's going to dive in towards Snoopy. Ignite is running. It's not going to be enough to finish Maokai off. Well, Kevin not done just yet. Hercubot coming around the side as well, but he's going to go the Tribush way, and Snoopy might be in danger here. He's gone back up north. Hercubot just about getting away as he does throw the sapling in there, and Wicked is going to lay the stun down there onto Hercubot and say, nope, you're not coming in for this one. Well, Hercubot actually going decently low, as we see in the bottom lane as well. Nif and Candy Panda taking damage.
Yeah, and EG doing a great job of actually winning this lane so far. They're up in CS at the moment. They have SK on the back foot with, you know, barely any help right now as Candy Panda. He went for that early damage with that Vamp Scepter. And Nif won't have really the heals to keep him alive as Crepo. I mean, he's sitting on 75% mana right now, has that Fairy Charm. He's even helping push the lane a little bit. So EG, I mean, they're pretty much proving my predictions wrong right there, and they're winning that lane.
Yeah, doing a good job. 36 to 26 CS. Nice early 10 creep score lead for Yellow Pete there, as we are seeing early Expunge just wants to get that damage down, wants to try and force Yellow Pete somewhat away from that one. Top lane actually again exchanging a bit of damage as we see the E coming out from Candy Panda. Yellow Pete earlier on did put most of his points early into that E, but later on obviously going in more towards his Q. Let's see what he goes for this time around, as there are pings onto Crepo's position they know is there. As Maokai and Xin both going back in unison there, and are going to be doing their first round of, or second round of shopping actually. Boots being picked up along with that Madra Tracer for Xin Zhao, and the Philo Stone, obviously the Hunter's Machete from earlier already from Maokai, plus a couple of wards and pots. And
the big story so far actually is Ocelot. He has a huge deficit in that middle lane. He was down over 10 CS previously, as we did see Froggen go back, pick up a tier, but he has that Chalice. He needs to catch up here. He can't really afford to get too far behind, as Wicked just going through those minion waves over and over with that slice and dice. And so far, I mean, SK is not looking so strong. They're down by 800 gold, or sorry, 600 gold at this point, and it's only 6.5 minutes in. That really is a large deficit.
We'll see how much that comes back to bite them later on, as Ocelot putting wards down, and perfectly timed as well, as Snoopy comes around that corner. Ocelot going to get the early warning from that one. He is now up to, I'm not quite level 6 there, that's my eyes deceiving me. And he won't be too far away from that, only 1 or 2 more minion kills, and he will hit level 6, which obviously then gives him a lot more mobility and survivability as well when he gets ganked.
Yeah, very true. I mean, Nidalee probably one of the sleepers champions besides Singe to really, lock down. And gives him that ability to really burst Froggen down if he does land 1 or 2 nice spears. Also, as you saw right there, to dodge Lux's E, so he minimizes as much damage he's going to take.
He actually went inside it there to finish off the CS and then came out before he exploded. But again, Yellow Pete and Candy Panda down in this bottom lane. That CS lead is maintained. It actually has grown slightly at 51 to 39. Ocelot did start to work his way down there with Hercubot, but they pinged it earlier on. They'd spotted that they were coming around.
Yep. And I mean, Ocelot is having a hard time trying to get. Snoopy actually going to be taking a lot of damage here, but he should be able to escape freely. The thing is, Ocelot, he's used to roaming around a little bit and creating a couple of opportunities at his other lanes. He's also used to just farming up his lane as much as possible and becoming really impactful towards the late game. But so far, he's been shut down on both fronts.
And what do you think to this CS lead in the bottom lane? I mean, moving forward, if this lead is to stay like this, I mean, who's going to have the advantage later on in the game between Varus and Twitch?
Well, I mean, I'll have to give it to Yellow Pea on Varus, because he'll have an extra item or 2 over Candy Panda. He'll have, great CC with his ultimate and the crescendo on top of that. If they stay in the lane that long, Yellow Pea should be able to lock Candy Panda down, because he lost that early advantage. He's taking a lot of damage right there.
Oh, and they're actually going to flash in here. Candy Panda will manage to flash himself away as well, and Crepo thinking he could maybe get in there to get that kill sorted for them. In the end, doesn't quite work, as Kevin is able to force Wicked away in that top lane. They've gone different ways. You can see that Kevin working firmly up towards that Warmogs early on. He's going as quickly as he possibly can that direction. On the other side, we see the Chain Vest coming out for Renekton, so he's headed up towards that Sunfire Cape first.
Yeah, but back down to this bottom lane, we do have level 6. We do have action engaged by Hercubot.
Yeah, Crepo in a lot of trouble here. He's put the exhaust down, but it's not going to be enough. First blood picked up. It actually comes over for Taric there. Nif securing the kill.
I guess I'm a little bit proud of that. Going to get a little bit extra gold to spend, but that was actually really surprising, because we could have saw EG engage very quickly right there. We had Yellow Pea at level 6. He had the ultimate down. He knew Candy Panda didn't have that flash available, but Hercubot in the perfect position at the perfect time set up that first blood for SK and closes that gold deficit that they had.
Nicely done, and that will bring us to just a 200 gold lead, as our air conditioning unit has just started raining right on top of us. So that'd be nice if someone could come and give us an umbrella or something.
All right, well, I can't do anything
It's
right
raining
now.
on Summoner's Rift for the first time in history, ladies and gents. But either way, anyway, back to the game. Where are we at? Obviously, that first blood coming in, as we are seeing Wicked and Kevin here just constantly bashing away at each other. And the stun comes down again. Wicked forced to slice and dice.
It's hitting me in the face.
I cannot keep my concentration. It is literally raining on top of our heads right now.
Anytime we have a top
studio.
gank coming down right now to Hercubot, they might be able to secure this. When the bot lane, actually, a lot of action. Candy Panda being forced to cleanse.
Let's stay on this top lane for now, though. Wicked is going to be hit underneath the turret. Well, actually, ultimate in there. Let's quickly switch over to the bottom. In fact, it's already gone there. Wicked did manage to survive that one with his with getting his ultimate down. But here comes Ocelot into the bottom. Crepo went very, very low. The heal just about saving him. Where's the spear? Doesn't need it. Expunge comes out from Candy Panda, and Yellow Pea, he's on this turret wondering what happened to his support in all of that one. And that will leave us at 2-0 in favor of SK Gaming.
Sorry, Joe, I did not see what happened right there, because I was getting rained on pretty bad. But we do have the situation fixed. So we are finally back in the game, and still Hercubot keeping a lot of pressure towards this top side, trying to make something happen, maybe an early turret, or just to really force Snoopy to pay attention towards his top side. However, he is at that bottom, trying to create a gank onto SK.
So Hercubot and Kevin, they're going to put that pressure down. Let's see how much damage exactly they can do to the turret as they walk towards Wicked, trying to force him away from that tower and getting involved in the action. But look at this, Snoopy all on his own here by that dragon is going to have already started it off. Yellow Pete is going to come in to help. We're going to have the Froggen coming in there as well. Top lane is actually going to be a tower taken down here for SK Gaming. They've got it very low. There he is, taking that one off, and the dragon will go over to EG.
Yep, trading that dragon for that turret. Sorry, it all depends on what SK decides to do with it, because now you allow Wicked to free farm on that top side, but the RB still being very aggressive, trying to punish them as much as possible. Might be able to get a little bit of damage onto this turret. Wicked will be coming around to kind of stop them here, but still the damage will be done. They did get that top turret, and if they can kind of convert this into something else later on, it's going to be completely towards their advantage, but right now it's pretty much a mute point.
So let's have a look at that kill distribution for SK. One for Taric, first blood as well, which, you know, we make points about this, Jason, all the time that, yeah, it's not ideal for the Taric to take that first blood, but look at his items now. Yeah. Got that sight stone in there. Managed to get his Philosopher's Stone in, as well as Nif is actually going to get cornered off here by Froggen. Have they got the damage? Crepo coming in from the side. Candy Panda trying desperately to save his teammate. Nif gets a big heal off there. Yellow Pete coming in. There's the laser completely whiffed, but they'll secure the kill anyway. It's Crepo that picks it up.
That's a good job by him to stall as much as possible. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him. Also, wasn't able to come down just in time to hit anyone with that spirit to kind of set up a turnaround, but still picking up one kill over for EG right now. We do have that BF sword and that Vamp Scepter done for Varus right now, so Yellow Pete looking pretty strong, and he has the same items as the other side, but does have that CS advantage. However, he doesn't have that kill to kind of compete with him. But you do have Hercubot visiting this bottom lane yet again, and he's really trying to get Candy Panda fed, because you have to say he carried the games where he did play that quite hard.
Yep, and he is 1-0-1 right now as well. Obviously got that BF sword, Vamp Scepter. In fact, pretty much identical to what Yellow Pete has, minus the boots of speed in there. The AP carries, we have Needlessly Large Rod, Chalice coming out for Nidalee. The Haunting Guys tier for Lux. And that top lane, you can see that actually Aurelia picking up that chain vest, so may end up going in towards that Sunfire Cape after all.
Yeah, the thing is that because attack speed became more expensive in Season 3, Aurelia kind of fell off because of that, because you depended on that true damage from your Heaton style. However, if you just build a pretty much straight tank, it kind of makes you available and more reliable in these fights. So that's the kind of build he's going for. I would be surprised to see that Warmog coming as his next item right after that. And the thing is, he's not going to be, you know, super strong until later on, obviously, but we all know Aurelia. If you leave her alone to farm, she's such a hassle to deal with in these team fights.
Kevin going back in towards that top lane. Let's have a look at the CS there, 114 to 102. Bit of extra farming time on that front for Wicked, obviously, as his turret did get taken out earlier. They're actually just going at it in that top lane. But again, Kevin, I think a little bit scary for Wicked at this point. That giant belt advantage that he has over him, causing him a couple of issues. Bottom lane again, 113 to 96 CS. So Yellow Pete, despite that the death of Crepo earlier on, is still managing to hold it up with his creep score.
And the thing is, we've seen so many games so far in the season that were very low kills very early on, but it kind of came to that point where the game exploded. And I really think that's going to happen here. I mean, you see the tensions kind of building up. You see not much of a kill lead in anyone's favor. The goal lead's still very close. And when that happens, it's going to go completely in one team's favor. I mean, Froggen, he is keeping up in items right now. He is winning his lane in terms of CS, does have that assist to match up with Ocelot. But the thing is, it comes down to, can Ocelot land, you know, that amazing spirit to set up a fight? I guess we'll find out as time does go on.
See, red buff here is going to be given over to Yellow Pete. Seals out and we'll get down into his lane. Hercubot has the red buff from SK's side. Ocelot just being gifted the blue as Nif stood on a ward. He'll actually realize that there because the minions were attacking him while he was stood inside of the bush. He's going to back away. Lots of pings going down actually from SK's side of things as the spears are landing somewhere there. Someone did go a little bit low. In the middle, again, to look at the CS. Ocelot is still behind Jason.
Yep, the thing is, real quick, Hercubot was trying to make his way down towards this bottom lane. They do have a pink ward in that first bush, so they're trying to create an opportunity. As instead, he's going to be coming in from River, and I don't believe he's actually spotted at all, and this could be a successful gank for SK.
This could be very dangerous from EG. Will they fall for that trap? We see Yellow Peak going back and forth. Bit of damage exchange, but he's still waiting there. Hercubot is still looking to get involved in this bottom lane. Crepo and Yellow Pete are staying very, very cautious, not wanting to make that one fatal step that it could be in the end if you go that little bit too far and he jumps on you.
Coming down. Actually, might be very bad for SK. He might be able to get caught here.
They could actually turn this one around. Snoopy's going to go head first into that bush as Hercubot will dash away. Yellow Pete fluffs the ultimate.
Yeah, great play by, Hercubot just to get out, not really force any fights, force any deaths that they don't really need at this point. But we do have the top and mid laner both just sitting in the middle right now. As SK obviously did get that turret towards the top lane. They did get the first one of the game. And Aurelia just coming down, just trying to keep that lane safe, not let that turret go down at all. We do have Hercubot still sticking around in that first bush on the bottom side. And the thing is, if he can create an opportunity right here, it's going to be very devastating for EG.
Yellow Pete, though, his CS lead has actually started to fall away that little bit now. Candy Panda doing a good job of holding that one up, and they're freezing that lane there. They want Hercubot to have the opportunity to get right involved and get in towards this action, because so far he's opened them up a couple of kills. But where's the next action going to come in here, Jason? I mean, Dragon is up in 24 seconds. We saw it being taken last time around by EG without any problems. They lost their top turret as a result of it. Does that mean that SK this time around are going to be more involved?
It really could happen. That is going to be the next bit of action because they really want to contest that Dragon. Both teams are looking very strong right now for a team fight, but it's all up to EG if they want to kind of give it away and let Wicked push that top lane and get that turret down. However, you see him coming down, so it looks like they will, in fact, want to contest this. But, SK, they're not really in a position to do anything about it just yet. But Candy Panda did back, Ocelot did back. They picked up a couple of items. As you see, that Death Cap now done for Nidalee. So if they do get a good spear or two here, they really easily can open up that Dragon or open up a nice team fight for them. It's just all about EG trying to dodge this.
Well, EG have backed away once again, and that's just enough time for SK to get themselves back over here as a spear comes through, lands onto Snoopy, and you can see the amount of damage that it throws out there instantly. Not good. Don't want to be catching those spears.
Yeah, it isn't an insane amount of damage, but at this point in the game, that is a huge chunk. And with how the fights are going to work early on, it really does give you that nice opportunity. But Snoopy, with his passive, with Sona, was able to heal it all back up. SK really didn't, create an opportunity to do Dragon just yet, but they still have 4 members in that middle lane. They have Candy Panda at the bottom, just in case they decide to do go for it. And Yellow Pete taking his double golems yet again, so he's trying to create a really huge gold advantage for him. But however, he still is down currently because of that kill over onto Candy Panda.
SK have seen now that Dragon is up and available for the taking. More spears, just trying to zone them out. They've got a ward in that back area of the Dragon pit, so they know exactly if EG are coming from that route in. Hercubot does have his smite up. Snoopy does as well, though. So if both teams got that available for this next Dragon fight. Aurelia coming down, and all 10 players going to be on the south side of this map. But you can tell, just because of how close it is right now, neither team really wanting to make that, all that commitment to go in and have the Dragon.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, SK, they have that top lane pushing, so either they can just, kind of stall out at Dragon, you see them taking it right now, or Wicked has to fall back and get it, or he's just going to fall, a little bit behind on farm, as he currently does have the lead. But SK going to pick up the first Dragon of the game for them. That's much needed, and gives them that gold lead back.
Well, it's not over just yet. Lux is still in the general area. Got vision now. As you can see, SK just waiting out for this one. That Dragon is going to be taken down, though. And SK get the pickup of it. That's a great one for them. That leaves them just 300 gold behind.
Oh, that was a smart play by them, too, to kind of hold off on that Dragon, just to make sure Froggen could steal it away if possible. I guess I missed... We'll calculate the goal a little bit, as they obviously didn't get that lead back, but I think as SK, they have the opportunity to start pushing a little bit if they want to. As you see that spear landing on Frog and doing a good chunk of his health. Obviously not half just yet, but still, it really shows that if Ocelot keeps farming, keeps getting stronger, he's really going to be a nuisance and really be hard to deal with for EG.
There was Kevin just coming back into that top lane as well. He's still 35 or so CS behind. Got a decent wave there to help him back off. And Candy Panda is also still behind, but it's really not a huge amount.
Yeah, looks like he's going for that Phoenix Edge as his first item. With that spray and pray, going to give him so much damage as long as they can create an opportunity for the team to line up. But I'm kind of surprised at how long this lane phase has actually lasted so far, because we're 20 minutes in. We only have 1 turret down. We have 2 dragons taken. But it's kind of unusual a little bit for SK, and I have to say for EG to not take any more turrets at this point. But, you know, after losing to SK in week 1, they don't want to kind of ruin any chance they have. They don't want to give the game away.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. I mean, both teams will be a little bit cautious about this one. You don't want to be throwing games, certainly. But, I mean, neither team's in a situation to throw it at this point, obviously. But you don't want to give away that opportunity where you think you're building, you know, a successful match in your favor. But as you said, 1-0 in turrets. Not really seen too much turret action. We've got EG here piling up the middle, though, with 3 men. Zinchao already coming down to cover that one. Irelia is going to come down from that top lane. Twitch and Nidalee are moving in. Taric moving up, who he's been spotted there. They actually did just ping his position. And to be honest, if they had the support and AD carry, they could probably take that middle outer turret away. Yeah,
very true indeed. And I'm trying to look at items right now and what EG kind of needs to build the next couple of items, as it looks like they will get this bottom turret. But Shurelya's, Joe, that would be such a perfect item for Snoopy to pick up, which I'm sure he will be picking up, you know, within the next 5 to 10 minutes, because it gives him that opportunity to get that hard engage onto SK, because they want to poke him down with spears. I see that another turret going down. So, you know, within the last 2 minutes, we saw 2 turrets going down for EG, and it gives them a little bit of a goalie there, and they're still not really giving any signs of stopping as they are now pushing this middle turret.
Yeah, but it was brilliantly played, to be honest, from EG. Actually, Ocelot getting involved here is going to get hit by the laser. Will actually cleanse the binding off to try and escape. Oh, Yellow Pete hits the ultimate. Here comes a crescendo. Brilliant flash crescendo. Nif going very, very low. Crepo is super low here. That spray and pray just about having the damage there. That damn Twitch poison getting that final tick that it needed on him to get the kill.
Actually, that was also with a trap that picked up the kill, funny enough. Yeah,
okay.
Right into that. But still, yeah, the poison, like, very true. I mean, that's kind of a deadly thing. You knew he was going to die eventually. It just depended on how long it was going to last. But such a great initiate out of EG. And it's kind of unfortunate. Ocelot blew that cleanse on that first little fight as he got stunned up by that light binding. And he can't afford to get caught out like that, because that's going to cost him the game.
Yep. Very interesting stuff here, but that move from EG, you know, they piled in towards middle. SK all moved to middle to defend it. AD carrying support took the bottom lane, and then they went back into middle, and they just took 2 turrets without SK really having anyone, either of them, to stop it happening.
And it forced them to be in a bad position, not exactly where they want to. I mean, Ocelot probably shouldn't have gotten caught there, but still, with all the confusion they were throwing around, they're able to lock him down and pick up a kill on top of that. So you do see item build's going to be progressing a little bit more. Wicked going to be going for that Warmogs as his next item, which, I mean, when was the last time we didn't see that item built second on him? We do have Ninja Tyrese actually done for Snoopy, which is going to help out with Candy Panda. It's going to help out with Kevin as well. And we see the Death Cap and the Haunting Guys now done for Frog, and that means he's going to be so much more deadly. Doesn't have any CDR just yet, but as long as he keeps that blue buff permanent on him, he's going to have some pretty quick cooldowns on that ultimate, currently sitting at 40. But SK trying to make a play on this bottom turret. Should be able to get it without too much harass, and they, in fact, will get it and bring the turrets back to even.
Urcubot actually walking in towards Yellow Pete. They're forcing to really back away. Don't want to get engaged on, but again, EG saying, okay, you have that turret. You have 2 men down now. We're going to try and push this middle inner turret out there. As Ocelot barely missed that light binding coming through onto him, but they've got the damage here. They are going to finish off that turret. As we see Wicked go in, stuns Kevin up, but that's going to be all she wrote. EG not wanting to go too deep on it, but they've taken the turret lead, and more importantly, probably that inner turret in the middle lane.
Yeah, that was actually such a great play of EG as they saw Hercubot and Candy Panda at that bottom lane. They forced some aggression. They really forced SK to respond to that, and they weren't ready for that. So picking up that turret, and you know, Joe, you always say that the middle turrets are the key ones to take out, and this you'll see very shortly why. The jungle for SK now is completely off limits to them as long as EG keeps pushing it and, you know, starts putting some wards down, and it really just kind of strangles them in terms of gold that they can accumulate. They have to extend pretty far on that top lane to get any kind of farm. Obviously, with how late and how tanky everyone is at this point, EG can dive on that turret very quickly. Their buffs are going to be very hard for them to take, and if Ocelot doesn't get his blue buffs, doesn't get that CDR and that mana regen, he's going to have a tough time, you know, hammering away with these spears to create an opportunity for them to win a fight.
And he's out of mana now as well, which is bit of a problem.
It's a sign for EG to push.
Yeah, and we can see that EG has said, well, he's got no mana, he can't throw them spears our way. Why should we have why should we sit back and wait? As Wicked headed straight up towards Hercubot. Candy Panda was there as well, and you can see those auto attacks not really doing too much damage there on towards Wicked. They keep pushing through as the light binding lands. Here comes the laser, and he's gone so low from that. Not quite enough to finish off, but maybe importantly here, they're going to be able to push through in towards the base. Hercubot and Nif both getting hit. They're going for this one. Varus ultimate comes in. Great crescendo onto Nif and Kevin. Can they finish off, though? EG decide to back away.
Such a great play by EG right there. They knew they got Candy Panda so low, so they wanted to force a fight. Hercubot, who has to be their rock, their tank for their team, just got demolished by the damage that EG can put out. Dragon is now up, so EG is playing so smart. Their game awareness is insane because they keep punishing SK for being out of position, and now they're going to be able to get a Dragon on top of that and just really increase their gold loot that they currently are sitting on. And they do have a lot of gold stocked up. I mean, Froggen's in at 1,300 and Wicked at 1,000. And you think if Froggen gets, one more AP item, Candy Panda won't survive that damage.
Yeah, not going to be able to avoid it anymore. Switch comes running in there, trying to mop anything up, but they'd already left that one. Now these two in middle need to be a little bit careful. Hercubot, Nif, and Kevin all coming in there, but they want the turret. That's the thing that SK want to reply with for this Dragon. They want that outer turret in the middle. And as I say that, they actually decide to back away. The entire team of EG were even backing away from that. But look at this farm for Candy Panda in the bottom lane. That is a lot of minions.
Yeah, he's got gold in his eyes for that. And the thing is, SK looking at right now, what can they do to kind of create an opportunity for themselves? And they can't push the mid turret because they have their own 2 down. So if they do get engaged upon somehow, they're going to lose that fight. They could push the top side and force Wicked to deal with that, and then they could finally push the mid lane, take that first turret down. But they've been limited on their opportunities because of taking that top turret so early and because of EG responding, taking those 2 middles.
Candy Panda is now finally ahead. Been tracking that throughout the whole game, and so how he's been getting back into the creeps. But, if you look down the items, Infinity Edge Zeal, compare that over with a Bloodthirster already finished, the Phantom Dancer in as well for Varus. Let's take a check at these top 2 laners who we see going at it a little bit. Both of them got the Sunfire Cape. Warmog's finished for Wicked, Giant's Belt, and that one Rejuve bead on to Kevin. And Wicked is actually going in here. He's going to put the ulti down. Froggen will miss the light binding, but can they get in onto Kevin? He's going to flash away from that one. Yellow Pete did come in as well. The laser actually missing completely there, but this is going to be another turret for EG.
And this is what we were talking about earlier. I mean, there's no way that SK can defend that top tier 1 turret because EG is just so tanky. They did rotate men up there just to kind of lock that down. They might have even picked off Kevin if he didn't run away as quick as he did. But we might see an engage here and they're going to have a fight.
They are going to go for it. Kevin is gone so quickly low. Hercubot coming in from the side, but it's already a 5 versus 4. Snoopy falling fairly low. Nif will be forced to move away from the side as well as a laser comes through. Nif expertly dodges that one, but can they get in there? Yes, Yellow Pete just about picks it up at the end. That is a 2 for 0 for EG.
And the thing is, EG, they're not letting SK play the game they want to. They're not letting them poke at them. They're just getting these hard engages, and every time they do, they come out with a win. And they do go 2 for 0 right there. Going to be backing with quite a bit more gold. But the thing is, EG, they have the opportunity now with the 2 middle turrets down, with that top one available. They can easily just ward up the enemy jungle. They could potentially force a Baron if they want to. They have Wicked so far ahead right now. I mean, he's 0-0-3. He's a brick now in lane, as he was on a Shen in day 1. But there's not really much SK can do unless they can, disengage when they need to, and then poke when they have to and create an opportunity.
And Froggen there actually just throwing his ulti Candy Panda's way, wanting to send him home once again to heal up. Didn't quite land on him though. What have we had bought since then? We have Nidalee with that Athene's Unholy Grail in there now with that Rabadon's Death Cap plus an extra blasting wand as well. AD carries, nothing too major being bought up in that last round. Actually, Candy Panda just picking up the crit cloak. And we are in a 42,000 to 37.7 thousand gold lead for EG. Obviously, this is a bit of a revenge game for them, losing last week to SK, looking to bring the score between them early on here in the Season 3 LCS to 1-1. But maybe even more importantly, to go 4-1 overall and be top of the table.
Yeah, very true. And honestly, SK could still pull it off. We saw in that last fight how strong Candy Panda was. I mean, he finished his fan dancer just now, but he just demolished all of EG as he just hit him with that spray and pray. And if he can get a good position yet again, they easily could drop EG down low enough that SK can just pull off a hard engage and win that fight. It's just pretty much all up to Candy Panda and also to create these opportunities. And if they do, I see SK winning these fights.
Kevin has just picked up home guard boots. Should have done that in Poland.
Oh, gosh.
Had to get that one out there again.
He's never going to live that one down.
He's never going to live that one down. We see them again sit back, soak everything up, but EG are in the SK jungle. They're getting those wards down. Look at the top side, already got plenty of vision in there. Bottom side's going to be a similar scenario here, and that's when SK really have to be so very, very careful. We've seen EG's this bush right here, obviously the famous bush which they won the game against Moscow 5 in, when they face-checked it and ended up dying. Will SK do the same here? I hope for their sake that they don't end up doing something like that. But EG certainly have a firm control on the entire map. They're taking the buffs and everything.
And the thing is, Cripple has an Oracle, so they're denying the vision that SK is creating for themselves in their own jungle. If they keep doing that, SK can't afford to go in there, and they're going to lose out on a lot of gold, a lot of buffs. Like we were mentioning before, if Ocelot can't get that blue buff, he's not going to be able to throw those spears as much as possible. And it's really just EG just playing very systematically right now, denying as much gold as possible and pushing these turrets when they have that opportunity to, which they currently do because they see Candy Panda at that bottom side, so they will be able to get a lot of chip onto this turret.
Yeah, and they're going straight into this middle inhibitor turret right now. See the saplings thrown over there by Snoopy. Yellow Peak gets hit with the spear. At least that's one thing that they've got going for them here, SK. Those spears are a real good deterrent for EG to be pushing.
Yeah, very true. Very true. But the thing is, Snoopy, he has that Aegis bulwark, runic bulwark. Can't get the name down correctly right there, but that's going to give him a lot of magic resist for his entire team to finally defend off those spears, because they're not doing that much damage. If you look at it, we saw it looked like almost a full range spear on Yellow Peak, but he still only took about a fourth of his health.
Yeah, a quarter of his health is not going to be enough in the long run. Crepo here with the Oracle on, just getting rid of the SK wards and sticks one right over the other side there. And what?
Yeah, we do have Kevin though. He's trying to push as much as possible, get as much farm just to kind of catch back up, as he's still behind Wicked in this farm, but he does have some pretty good items. He's still very tanky, but we saw in their last fight towards that top side of the map, he just got bursted down so quickly that all that health didn't really do anything for him.
Well, right now, blue buff is being done by EG. Gonna obviously be going over onto Froggen. Question is now, where are these next pushes gonna be coming around? They've got a 5,000 gold lead. Not a gold lead that's maybe enough for them to say, let's go and push. But if we look down the individual scores there, 11,500 to 9,500 in the mid lane, 11,000 to 10,000 between the AD carries. The supports, which is, you know, something that tells sometimes a more accurate picture there of the overall team gold, 6,700 to 6,300. So that in itself is fairly close. I mean, the kills are close. 5,000 gold, 32 minutes in. Yeah, it's over 10%, but it's still not a done deal, this match.
Yeah, very true. And the thing is, what EG's kind of stuck with right now is they can't really do a hard engage on this turret. They have to catch someone. They have to let Froggen finally land a stare on a Candy Panda and potentially blow him up or get him low enough that he has to back away. They can't just, you know, siege at this turret as quickly as they want to, because if Hercubot goes into the backline, he can knock EG into his own turret and allow Candy Panda to just dominate them 1v1.
Well, once again, EG here are working their way up towards that inhibited turret. It's not got much HP left at all, as Froggen just aiming straight in for Ocelot there. Manages to land the E onto him. Are they going to just tank it up here and go for that turret in the end? They've actually caught the light bind onto Candy Panda. He will in the end use his cleanse to get out of that one. Doesn't want to be sticking around for too long, as Yellow Pete does get hit by the spear once again. And there's another light binding in. Here comes a combo from Froggen. That is going to take down Twitch. And they move in on towards the turret. Kevin is in there as well.
And that was actually a really great fight. That's exactly what I was saying. They needed to land that, but the fight's not over, Joe.
No, it's not over. The crescendo comes down. Nif very low there, forced to back away. They're in onto the inhibitor itself. And that is a big pickup coming out for Snoopy. And the team, obviously. He just got the kill on it, but...
Yeah, but that created the opportunity because Froggen landed that light binding. He erased Candy Panda from the entire game. He was able to get enough AP to finally be able to do that, and he's going back in, trying to catch that Tarek there.
Wow, good amounts of damage again. Not quite got enough to take Tarek out this time around, but Candy Panda, if he can take the AD carry out just with that combo, that's going to be enough for EG as they've started off the Baron. Question is here, what can SK do with 4 men only against 5? Spears being thrown in here by Ocelot as the binding will actually miss. They're trying to keep them zoned away from that Baron that's now down to below 4,000 HP. What are they going to do? SK start to move in, Spears go in as well, and they don't manage to steal. EG picking up. They turn around for the fight. Crepo going low. He survived for a little while. Not quite long enough as Yellow Pete is going to take Ocelot. Kevin and Hercubot both still fairly healthy, but they both get hit by the binding. Kevin's still alive. He's low, but he's still alive. Candy Panda's here from the side. Kevin is still alive. Is he going to be able to escape? Wicked has flashed in. Kevin is still alive. He's survived it somehow. Candy Panda's still there. Can he get the finisher onto Snoopy? Not quite. That was a massive, massive fight that leaves us tied up at 6 all in kills, but EG got that Baron.
And holy crap, I cannot believe... Oh! Oh, I cannot believe...
Range.
Yeah, I cannot believe SK survived that fight so long. Kevin going back in and out as much as possible. Hercubot as well. I mean, you saw him finally escape, but he went right back in knowing Candy Panda was coming, and he just destroyed them. He just dominated Yellow Pete. Wicked, who actually just picked up a Thornmail, going to kind of potentially counter that. But still, I mean, SK, even though they lost that Baron, were able to get 3 kills off of it. They were able to deny the buff from some key targets, especially the AD carry, but Froggen was able to keep his alive, and that's going to create a really hard problem for SK if they can't dodge that snare. If Candy Panda doesn't build some sort of health, or at least have that cleanse off of cooldown, he's going to get pretty much destroyed instantly by Froggen.
So here we have 2 teams that have got a history of not being able to finish off games.
Yeah, I mean, well,
the question is, will EG, you know, we talked to them earlier on last week, and they said, we tried in practice to finish out games early. We tried to finish them off, but we just weren't able to do it. We threw games because we tried to finish them off early. The problem is here that SK are not so far behind here. They can turn it around. We saw in that last fight how long they've lasted. That Thornmail for Wicked's probably going to help the grand scheme of things, but how far behind, you know, really are SK in this game, Jason?
Well, now that they have that middle inhibitor down, they don't have the Baron available anymore for them. They're going to have the Supermans pushing up. I mean, SK can win these fights, but the thing is, with the way they're set up right now, with the Supermans pushing, with this outer turret up right now, and the thing is, they can't really defend this. They need to back off as they finally do, and EG should be able to lock that one down. But as long as they can keep that inhibitor alive when it comes back up, they can defend against EG at these turrets because EG can't really hard engage unless they get that Lux light binding onto Candy Panda like we were seeing last time.
There is another inner turret taken down. The final one left up and standing for SK Gaming. Can they defend here on that inhibitor turret? Kevin gets hit with the light binding, gets the heal, and he is all back up to full HP.
Great pickup by Nif right now. He picks up that runic bulwark to help Candy Panda out, give him a little bit of more magic resistance. He can't afford to build that health. He needs that last whisper, and that's the thing. He needs last whisper, but he needs help, and he's going for that last whisper as his next item. It's going to help him out. It should be able to allow him to survive. But the thing is, Froggen's just getting stronger and stronger as this game continues. It's really going to be hard for him. As long as he can, you know, play smart and dodge, then they can win these fights easily. That's why Wicked had to go for that Thornmail, and that's why EG can't really go onto this turret.
And throwing constantly those bindings in the and his ease out in towards the SK team as they get in there, do a bit of damage onto that tower. Nif has taken a good chunk, but you see that he's getting stronger as well. That runic bulwark really helping things out from his side of things. Well, we'll see how that next fight really comes down. Nif once again gets hit with a combo, but they manage to heal. Yeah, they just heal straight through it. Yeah, better him than Candy Panda. As Kevin here is going to be doing good amounts of damage. Wicked was forced away. Nif again going low, gets the heal from his teammates. Ocelot is actually out of mana right now. Has to back away completely. He's going to need to recharge himself, come back in so that he can constantly spam those spears because he needs to land them to force EG to back off.
Yeah, but with this Baron buff, they're getting that regen that they need to kind of continue this siege as much as possible. You saw Snoopy right there. He was tanking the turret and a couple members of SK and still escaped with pretty good health. He's coming back, obviously, with full now because of that Baron buff. And the light binding landed on Kevin, but obviously not going to do too much damage to him. And honestly, EG could take this turret. I mean, look at Wicked. He has 286 or 306 armor at this point. He can face tank that turret. They could kill it off real quick and then just full-on engage onto SK, and yet they still haven't yet. Candy Panda, in that last little skirmish, he was setting up for a perfect position to get that spray and pray onto the right targets, but obviously they didn't go for that big fight.
Yeah, one problem that they have is that, you know, they've got Taric for that heal, but the Ocelot heal actually is what's really, really massive right now. It's pretty much healing them up to full when Lux does get that Q and E combo off in the end. So we'll see how that one really pans out. You see the EG now going to be going home. Froggen probably sat on a good amount of cash to spend as that top inhibitor almost been pushed down by the minions. EG noting that Dragon has come back up in play. They're going to be taking that one, adding to their gold lead, which will be sat on 58,600 to 50,800. So a big gold lead that they have in here. They're going to need to be taking all these buffs away. Red for Yellow Pete, blue for Froggen. And we can see that elixirs are running on them as well. So EG really looking for that final kind of door opening that they need to get in and win the game.
Yeah, it might come when Baron comes back up in about 1 minute and 30 seconds, but one thing we never really touch on is when that inhibitor is down, it allows a lot of farm for SK because those waves are going to keep pushing up against them. You know, they have all their outer turrets down, but it allows them to farm under their inhibitor turret, catch up in CS a little bit. As you see, you know, all members of them, I mean, Kevin was able to get a CS lead against Wicked finally, and then we see Ocelot, who's still down a little bit of CS, but every item he picks up making him that much more stronger, and every spray that lands is going to create a potential opportunity. But still, with that Oracle onto Krepo right now, is creating pretty much no vision for SK, which forces them to come out of their base. But we could have EG actually just wait in there, bait him in, and if they do that, they can easily take that inhibitor and win the game off of that.
SK actually coming across here towards that red buff. Are they going to be able to have any opportunities? Kevin gets hit with a Q, gets healed up again by Ocelot, right back to full HP. And that's something that EG are having a little bit of trouble here, of having that sustained damage like often enough to really get all of these players low. As a spear does land there onto Snoopy. You see Candy Panda losing just above half of his health, but look at the heal coming in from Ocelot.
You can see though, EG, they're not in a hurry to end this game in any way, as they're going to be taking this blue buff away from Ocelot yet again, but they're not in a hurry. There's no reason to. You have the advantage right now. You have that 8,000 gold. You have Baron up. We do see Light Bunny not going to land. But, you know, they're just taking it slow, steady, playing it the way they usually play the games, and they're just trying to be comfortable, which, you know, they're doing quite well. Ooh, Froggen taking half damage from that spear.
Yeah, and if it hit, that's the thing, if it hits the right target, that spear is pretty damn deadly. I mean, if it's hitting the likes of Snoopy, of Wicked, it's not such a big deal. But if it does land onto Froggen, onto Yellow Pete, onto Krepo even, then it could become a problem if SK decide to just jump in there and go for the fight. They're currently hanging around in their own jungle, stood on top of a ward as EG here, waiting inside of that tri-bush. The sapling will actually give their position away, pinged down by SK. And they're going once again to try and force their way through middle as Ocelot came around that backside. Obviously, with the mobility that you've got there with Nidalee, it's fine to do stuff like that as Snoopy gets hit with another one. And again, EG not able to really find that door, that opening that they need to get in. Ocelot going to take a lot of damage, but again, the heal actually saving him there. He cleansed up, healed himself up, and that's why he managed to survive that little encounter. But EG, I don't know where this door's going to come from, because it's been going over and over. The Baron is obviously now up and available for the taking, and they may well say, okay, this is where we do it. This is where we win this game.
Well, we're at a very crucial point. I mean, one lost team fight right now could spell the end of the game. We could have, you know, if SK wins a fight, you know, 5-0, they could push those middle turrets down, get an inhibitor off of that. However, if EG finally does, you know, get that hard engage they need to on SK, that could potentially be game, or at least Baron, which would give them that opportunity to siege at these turrets. Because, you know, looking at SK's base, their top turret, 291 health, and their bottom turret currently sitting at 922. It just takes a couple of hits from a couple of members of EG, and that turret will go down, create another open inhibitor. The EG, they're still playing very passive, they're playing very defensive, and SK's on the push. They're creating some aggression here.
Yeah, and that's what they need to do. Seize every little opportunity, you know, see the inch, take a mile kind of thing. But you can see more and more items coming in there. Mikhail's Crucible going to be helping against the CC that SK can throw down to them. Obviously, we'll be able to cleanse that off one man. Now EG pushing that mid lane out once again. The spear flashing by Snoopy, hits the minion in the end. Wicked leading the charge forward. Are they going to go in and try and catch one man? Obviously, that inhibitor is open right now for the taking.
You have to give Ocelot credit, because he's trying to create these opportunities. He's trying to get into the side of EG, hit him with a couple spears, try to get behind him potentially as well. He's really trying to turn this game around for SK, and we might see an engage here on this inhibitor.
Well, more spears being thrown out. Ocelot keeping his range max, obviously, to maximize the damage that those spears do if they land. And there's the light binding coming out again. This game really balancing on the knife edges. Krepo again will, by just a couple of pixels, manage to dodge that spear coming out of Ocelot. EG, you can see they're worried about this one. They don't feel that they're that far ahead that they can just go for it. Actually, Spear this time will hit Wicked, and look at Nif, he's right in the middle of them. SK going to go for this one. Laser comes across. SK doing good damage. There's a crescendo onto Nif and Candy Panda, and they've taken the AD carry out. This could be the one that EG are looking for. They're going to take down Kevin. Hercubot is very low as well. Double kill coming up for Yellow Pete. The question now is, can Ocelot and a very low HP Nif hold on this game? What are EG going to do? Surely they're going to go for the finisher. Pink ward put down. First Nexus turret is going to fall. 3 pink wards put down from EG. Second Nexus turret is going to fall as well. SK not able to hold this one out, and EG are going to get their revenge from week 1 and go 4-1 here in the EU LCS.